Hello students of class 10. This will be the last chapter for history. Clear? So today we are going to learn about the sense of collective belonging. Now nationalism spreads when people begin to believe that they are all parts of the same nations. Okay? When they start discovering that unity that binds them together. Clear? But how did the nation become a reality in the minds of people? How did people belonging to different communities, regions, or language come together to bring a sense of collective belonging? Clear? So this sense of collective belonging came partly through the experience of the united struggle, clear? But there were also a variety of cultural processes through which nationalism captured the minds of people's imagination. History and fiction, folklore and songs, popular prints and symbols, all they played the part in the making of nationalism, clear? Now here in this chapter you're going to learn about the identity of the nation, how you see the identity of the nation, how you symbolize the figure of Bharat Mata, clear? So here you can find it out that the first image was first created by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, clear? He wrote Vande Mataram as a hymn to the motherland, and later on his novel Anand Math was also been included, in which during the Swadeshi movement in Bengal, which has become a widely prevalent. Now, moved by this Swadeshi movement, Abanindranath Tagore, he painted his famous image of how you need to depict Bharat Mata. So, in his painting, Bharat Mata is portrayed as what? The ascetic figure. She is very calm, composed, divine and spiritual. So, the image of Bharat Mata acquired many different forms, okay, as the time started to grow, and different artists come forward. They also tried to depict their own images of how to develop or create the image of Bharat Mata. So this is also the main effect of nationalism. Ideas of nationalism also developed through a movement to revive Indian folklore. Clear? So the nationalists, they began recording folk tales sung by the bards, and they toured villages to gather folk songs and legends. Now they believed that a true picture of traditional culture had been corrupted and damaged by the outside force. Here, who is the outside force? The British people. So it is very important that we must, as an Indian, preserve this folk tradition in order to discover the national identity and to restore a sense of pride in the one's past. Clear? Now, in Bengal, Rabindranath Tagore himself began collecting ballads, nursery rhymes and the myths, and led the movement of the folklore revival. Clear? Now, next one in Madras, you can Natisha Sastry. He also published a massive 4-volume collection of Tamil folklore that is known as the folklore of southern India. He also believed that folklore was a national literature. It was the most trustworthy manifestations of people's real thoughts and characteristics. So here, children, what we can say that as the national movement started to develop, national leaders, they also come forward. They also were becoming aware of such icons and symbols so that it can unify the people and inspire in them the feeling of nationalism. And you know what I mean by feeling of nationalism? It is a love for their motherland. So during the Swadeshi movement, a tricolor flag, that was red, green and yellow, was designed. In that you can find 8 lotuses representing 8 provinces of the British India. Then you can find a crescent moon representing Hindus and Muslims. So as the time passed, Gandhiji had also designed the Swaraj flag. It was again a tricolor, but the color has been changed, that is red, green and white. And there's a small spinning wheel in the center representing what? The Gandhian ideal of self-help. Okay. So charkha, he used to draw the charkha. So carrying the flag, holding aloft during the marches, it becomes the symbols of the defiance. Next one. Another forms of creating a feeling of nationalism was through reinterpretations of history. So by the end of the 19th century, what you can find out, many Indians, they began feeling that to instill a sense of pride in the nation, Indian history had to be thought about differently. British saw Indians as a backward and a primitive, incapable of governing themselves. So they thought that Indians people, they are very backward people, primitive people, they cannot run the government. Okay. So Indians began looking into the past, and they tried to discover India's great achievement. They wrote about the glorious development in ancient times. Okay. Then they wrote about the architectures and art, science and mathematics, religions and culture, law and philosophy, crafts and trade had flourished. So this glorious time was followed by the history of decline when India was colonized. So these nationalist histories urge the readers, okay, what they urge, that to take pride in India's great achievement in the past and struggle to change the miserable conditions of life under the British rule. So this effort of the people were not without problems. So when the past been glorified was Hindus, so when the images celebrated were drawn from the Hindu iconography, then people of the other communities, they also felt alien. Okay, so we have already finished, children, this chapter, Nationalism in India. I'm going to send you the home assignment, write it down in your copies. Okay, and the last chapter, geography, we are going to do afterwards. Thank you, children.